I never believed hotel legends until room 219 wrote itself under my skin. Listen before I forget who's speaking. Check-in looked routine, yet the receptionist froze when the system spat out 219. His smile slipped like wet paint. The hallway toward 219 stretched longer than physics allows, carpet changing decolor to sickly gray-blue. Under flickering bulbs, its door weighed like a tombstone, number painted, not plated. The bronze knob felt colder than January metal. Inside, a damp mixture of wax, wood, and forgotten cloth punched my lungs, as though air itself soured. The bulb blinked twice before surrendering a weak glow over dusty furniture posed like actors between scenes. Only one channel breathed, an old report on a 1992 nursing home fire, replaying every 3 minutes like penance. On the carpet, an oval depression, exact size of a curled body, refused vacuuming from my anxious shoe. Then I noticed silence. No street, no vents, just a void pressing against eardrums like deep-sea pressure. I pulled the curtains, found cemented wall painted black, ghost outlines where a window once inhaled daylight. Behind me, the bathroom door slammed, mirror now spotless, reflecting someone seated in the brown chair. No one there. I touched the fabric, still hot as if a body recently rose, leaving heat like afterglow on dying coals. Clocks read 23:33 and refused to budge. Even my phone obeyed the stillness of stopped seconds. A single knock echoed. Peephole showed emptiness. Yet something invisible exhaled against the wood, damp and slow. Whisper threaded through the door. You shouldn't be here. Each syllable felt carved directly into my skull. Sleep rebelled. I stared at the ceiling while eternity recycled 3:33, heartbeat drumming louder than thought. 3 heavier knocks cracked the air. On the floor lay a yellowed note, ink shivering like fresh fear. Handwriting warned, if you're reading this, they locked you here too. Signed Soares, March 2007. Last reported missing. I twisted the key lock, swallowed it. Metal refused to turn as though digesting any idea of exit. Panic rifled drawers, mattress, walls. Behind the cracked mirror, wallpaper hid a square cavity breathing stale air. Inside waited a rusted tin box, latch simple enough for a keyring pin to surrender its secret. Bundles of letters, 2 monochrome photos, and a DVD labeled Grave surfaced, smelling of paper older than speech. First letter, Soares writes that days pass without passing. Phone only calls the same room it inhabits. Second note confesses a cycle. Every decade, a new guest feeds the room so whatever's inside stays caged. Hands shaking, I slotted the DVD into my travel adapter, praying static would be the worst of it. Static, then the same whisper. It wakes when the room sleeps, followed by nails, screams, and finally my own voice. Recording ends with me saying, Room 219, my name is sentence sliced. As though waiting for live completion, I faced the mirror. Reflection looked like an unfinished sketch of me, pallid, thinning beard, eyes drained of histories. Names slipped away, mother's, mine, even childhood street replaced by the repeating numeral 219 pulsing behind eyelids. I typed memories into my phone. Letters erased themselves, line by line, as though the device favored forgetfulness. Then the whisper migrated indoors. Now that you're forgetting, remember belonging to the room. Walls breathed with it, plaster inched closer, ceiling sagged, air thick as soup parted only for my racing pulse. Dialing reception, I heard my own voice answer. Room 219. How may I assist the next guest? Old photos showed Soares and a man from 1997, features morphing toward mine like clay sculptures sharing one mold. What felt like morning arrived, pale light without source, as if dawn forgot the recipe for color. Door unlocked suddenly. I lunged at the receptionist, demanding answers. He only whispered, "You'll forget the question soon." He scattered white powder. Blackout swallowed everything but the echo of his regretful sigh. I awoke at the front desk, suit pressed, key to 219 in pocket. Memory stitched with unfamiliar threads. A name tag read someone else's surname, yet my chest accepted it, like it had never known another. Outside windows now lived fog so thick it erased streets. GPS spun like a compass at magnetic death. Sometimes the mirror showed a suited stranger for a blink before conceding my familiar mask again.
Phone buzzed. 6-second audio. Room 219. I'm Gabriel Soares. You answer now, don't you? My own voice echoed underneath.
Badge, audio, fog. Truth fell like guillotine. They didn't free me. They recruited me. I am the keeper now. My smile must guide the next wanderer down that wrong blue corridor. Tonight a tired man arrives, eyes sunken, suitcase light. The system clicks. Key 219 spits out obediently. Metal clanks on counter. I feel the room behind my ribs, eager, hungry, timing its silent applause. I watch him walk the corridor that lengthens only for the ignorant. Footsteps fade like memories of daylight. While he drifts, fragments of my former life crumble, replaced by appointment logs and maintenance schedules. I try recalling childhood laughter, only hear elevator dings echoing like artificial birds. I scribble warnings for myself, but ink liquefies, letters merging into a dark puddle that spells nothing. From behind reception I hear the door of 219 inhale, wood swelling like living lung. In office ceiling stains, eyes appear, brown iris. No sclera watching my apprenticeship with approving stillness. Air coagulates. Every breath tastes like mildew and distant screams blended into hotel brand cologne. Carpet in reception pulses in sync with my veins. I can't tell which rhythm leads the other anymore. A crawling shadow crosses lobby tiles heading toward elevators. Nobody casts it, yet I nod in recognition. Multiple voices whisper through intercom, layering into a perfect replica of mine. Chorus rehearsing tonight's lullaby. Behind peeling wallpaper near 217, a single eye opens, winks, then retreats, leaving wet imprint. Lobby clock spins backward, stops at 1902. Digits mirroring 219 guests. Never notice. Their faces already softening. From elevator shaft, scratching rises like rats learning Morse. Message spells my surname over and over. A breeze creeps through sealed windows, smelling of ocean I've never seen, promising horizon that no longer exists. Echoed laughter climbs stairwell, looping a child's giggle into elderly wheeze, ending with my current chuckle. Lights dim rhythmically, matching a pulse beneath the floor. Hotel's heartbeat overlapped with mine until inseparable. Bathroom mirror in lobby mists. A handprint appears from other side. 5 fingers but only 4 shadows. A storm of silence sweeps lobby. Every object vibrates yet produces 0 sound, teaching me new definitions of mute. I stop resisting, Uniform settles on my shoulders like inherited skin, keys jangling like bones. I practice the receptionist's sad smile in a cracked spoon reflection, perfecting curvature expected by the room. Phrase rehearsed. Anything you need, just call. 5 words, endless echo. Shackles wrapped in courtesy. I extend the heavy metal key. Guest's fingers brush mine. Static shock passes memories I'll never reclaim. His footsteps vanish halfway down corridor, absorbed like sugar in dark tea. The hotel begins to feed. From reception I hear door 219 close with that familiar metallic sigh, the sound of another chapter starting. Minutes later, the first uncertain knock reaches my desk. Cycle always rehearses the same overture. Through hallway vents, I catch the newborn whisper. Different voice, identical words. You shouldn't be here. Lobby lights extinguish for a breath. When they return, my reflection in glass doors is slightly less human. I blink and every portrait along the corridor opens painted eyes, watching me with gratitude for continuing tradition. I step inside, count doors, numbers reshuffle, hole elongates, proof the building breathes more easily now. Door 219 momentarily reads 119, then 911, then snaps back, teasing. Whichever reality still fights inside me. Painted numbers drip fresh red, though no brush touched them in decades, forming a quiet apology. Blue-gray carpet at that wing darkens like tidwater, recording each guest's moisture. Memory marrow, walls sweat, beads slide downward whispering surnames. I once studied in forgotten ledgers. A single bulb flickers Morse for home. I realize it's addressing me, not the newcomer. I caress the bronze handle. It's warm, almost grateful, like a pet recognizing its owner. Before leaving the hall, I release a breath I didn't know I'd been holding. Room inhales it greedily. Silence settles again, thicker, satisfied. Hotel's version of a lullaby after feeding. I understand. When silence ends, my script restarts. Same knocks, same warnings, different voice filling old grooves.
I wonder if somewhere someone remembers the hotel's first guest, or if the hotel was the guest.
Night shift bleeds into dawnless gray. I straighten tie, rehearse gratitude, ready for the next confession. Doorbell rings. I smile. Welcome. Room 219 is available, and the story, unfinished, begins again.